This is the Team Objection Podcast for April 18th, 2023, episode 572. Let me know if you can hear us out there in chat land, but we're going to need you today because you can see on your screen if you're watching. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. There's one without a spot for Dave. There we go. Dave died. You can see if you're watching along. We're going back to a tier list. We haven't done this in a while. We did one. There's Doug. I see you. We did one for like Genshin Impact characters a while back with some of that crew. And did we do a tier list with like you, me, and Dave, Sean? Have we done this before with this crew?
Yes.
Once?
I don't remember with what, but I remember this screen.
Yeah, I know we did it for something. It all blurs together because the problem is you could do a tier list, you could do a tournament, you could do a bunch of different formats. I thought tier list was better for this because tournaments are fine, but sometimes they're matchup based, and here we can just decide things on their own merit. So for the viewers, you'll see here, especially once I switch to the screen, this is what we're dealing with. Now, we're not doing all of these. I just want to be abundantly clear. But essentially what we're going to do is each of us are going to take turns nominating something that's down here on this board, and then we're going to discuss it and take the aggregate score of our group and put it up on the tier list. So it could get violent, or we might be in agreement. I don't know.
Well, so I was going to ask, I haven't done this yet because my question is, how are they tiered? Like, what voting do we all have to agree? Like,
well, we'll settle on something.
Wouldn't you just do like a grade point average? And
kind of
just like average it out where it lands.
We have 6 tiers: S, A, B, C, D, and F. And creme de la creme is S, and obviously dog shit is F. And then in between, there's some room for some negotiation. The trick that we found, especially when we did the Genshin list, is that when you're doing a group format, you have to kind of lean towards the extremes a little more. So if it's like an S, an A, and a B, that's probably an A, right? But if it's like an S and an A and a C, what do you do with that? Well, it's probably still an A, because it's going to skew more towards the middle.
Sure.
Because, it just, unless all of us vote something in S, it's going to be hard to get something in the highest or lowest tier. So we'll kind of use our discretion as we go, and we'll let the audience settle any tides. If it gets to be close, we can get, their fight in it as well. Doug says the list, when you can see all the pictures, looks like a heart attack. Yeah, I mean, there are 97 different kinds of chips on here.
And I was missing some that I like.
Yeah, I actually tried to make my own for what it's worth. Hell, you guys can see I started to collect my own series of images that I wanted to use, and then I had to connect a Twitter account. It was the only way to authenticate, and it was going to
use my Twitter.
Forced me to do it. It was a whole thing. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I sent this one out yesterday. We're just going to stick with it. We can make some honorable mentions at the end. So we're just going to go one by one. The order doesn't really matter. There's not any rhyme or reason to it, but you're going to basically pick something off this list, and we're going to go over it. We're going to get to 30 to 40 of them, and then we're going to see where we stand.
We can do more. Dave's not here.
We might. Talking. If we go through them, I'm not sure. I mean, there might be some. There's going to be some that warrant more discussion than others. There's going to be a couple we can probably F. But
so I'm just going to jump out, and then you tell me if this is incorrect or not. Like Cool Ranch Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
Going straight to that, huh?
Those are a chip.
I don't even see them. I see
right
some
there
Doritos.
Top left.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to move them to the top left once you select them.
That's an S tier. That might be the best chip in the world.
No. That's already wrong.
Because
you're already so wrong.
It is sort of like this savory, tangy, but you still get the Dorito. Like the base Dorito is a good chip. Like it's a good consistency, has a nice crunch. And the nacho cheese flavor also good, but Cool Ranch is better than that.
No, it's not.
Well, so I mean, you can't just say no, it's not, and then leave it. Where would you put the Cool Ranch Doritos?
Probably a C. It's fine.
Wow,
it's extremely fine.
Not a big fan of Cool Ranch here,
which is surprising given that I like ranch as a flavor. And
you dip regular chips in ranch and eat them. So this does it for you.
Have I dipped a regular chip of? I don't know if I've dipped any of these chips in ranch. Well, ranch dip, I guess, for Ruffles. But.
Here's another bonus thing you have to be aware of is the powder on the Doritos, especially the Cool Ranch. So you lick your fingers afterwards. That's a bonus.
Sure. The thing is, I don't, because I'm fat and I've eaten, I think, probably the majority of these. C's not really necessarily bad to me. And you're going to see a skew with the things I pick that go higher, is I like spicy chips for the most part.
Okay.
So Cool Ranch it gets too plain to me, I think at times. And I know what you mean, the zesty type of flavor.
Yes.
It's honestly, it's just not my flavor of choice. Because you're right. I will put a lot of the Doritos. No Dorito is going to go lower than C, because you're right. The chip itself is just
it's
a
quality.
pretty damn good chip.
I think there's one Dorito that could go below C.
I don't know which one.
They're regular ass tortilla chips.
Oh, I've never eaten that.
Well,
I don't believe
don't.
in those actual
I'm almost
flavors.
surprised that they sell that because the whole thing of Doritos is like we take your chip and then we make it better.
We
Right.
put a bunch of flavor powder on
But I guess people are like, well, if you want the consistency of Doritos, it's like, yeah, but you forgot to give any flavor. And I'm not talking like powdered flavor. You know, like Tostitos are a bad example because they're not great either. But like tortilla chips can still have their own flavor, kind of.
Yes.
Or at least something appealing about them, salt or something. But Doug mentions Cool Ranch tacos at Taco Bell. Yeah, that was a thing. And they've gone further beyond that now.
And they got rid of those ones faster than they got rid of the other flavors because it wasn't as popular.
That's right.
I'm not using that to like shit on it more. I'm just saying it didn't survive as long as nacho cheese or even the fiery nacho one.
Josh mentions the powder, and I think we might as well just tackle both Cool Ranch and nacho cheese while we're here because this is always the debate, right? It's these two.
Yeah.
There are other flavors. There are other good flavors of Doritos, but
that I like better than both.
These two are always pitted against each other, right? Like these are the two that are the figureheads for Doritos. I have nacho cheese above Cool Ranch. I like both. So it's not like, S and D. It's like S and A for me. I think nacho cheese is one of those like... Look, you can have all sorts of different metrics for how you rank these, and some of that is even going to come down to like some chips are better when paired with dips. So do you grade them on their own or how they are as a?
That's true.
So all of that's going to factor in this. For me, an S tier is going to be something that I can eat a half a bag of without realizing it.
That's fair.
And there's only going to be a few of those on this list.
I've got like 4.
Nacho cheese is one of them. Cool Ranch is not, but I'd have Cool Ranch as an A.
Okay.
I think you've talked me into putting Cool Ranch as a B because I actually think that when paired against each other, I would almost prefer Cool Ranch because, spoiler, the one I like the most is the spicy nacho one, which is the dark red bag.
Those are down there, yeah.
I think I preferred that one to
the nacho cheese
cheese because there's a little bit of heat.
Yes, there's a little bit more of a flavor. I think that the nacho cheese one tastes super artificial and just like kind of plain. And the spicy nacho one tastes more to me like what nachos would kind of taste like. And so like that is one of my absolute favorite chips. Like I would put the spicy nacho one as an S because I will eat a half a bag of them and they'll just be gone.
Yeah.
I'm also one of the only people I know that actually likes those or prefers them. I got very excited when Sam's Club started selling a giant bag of those and not only just the regular 2 flavors.
Yeah, it's tough because I think if I'm having one chip, I'd prefer the spicy nacho ones, but then I'm tired of those quicker than I am the regular ones. So if I'm eating them in bulk,
there's too much flavor to it.
I don't want of course. I just get overwhelmed by the flavor. But no, more so it's the aftertaste than it is anything else. This is tricky because it's hard to like. These are both sounding like they're ending up in A.
It looks like A. We don't have unanimous, so
and I think we have
fair.
to do it like technically. You put these in order, and I think because the two of us had that a little higher, it'd be that order.
No,
but
I think Cool Ranch is better than the regular nacho.
Oh, do you? Okay,
Yeah.
well then we'll.
If
do
I
it-
have to,
we'll
if
do it
I had
that
to pick
way.
one or the other, because I just think that the spicy
If it
nacho is so
cooperates.
much better.
All right. Well, we'll get the spicy nacho. You can nominate that yourself if you want next, but we'll put those two in A for now. We can always move things around later too. It's not like, well, we put it in A. That's it. It's all over because we can always adjust if we can kind of see how things are going. So, for what it's worth, Doug had B, Josh had A. I think these were both on. Well, I think Doug's was on Cool Ranch and Josh's was on Nacho Cheese, but sort of in lockstep with us there. Cody, you pick one because Sean picked one.
Yeah.
Let me go down here and to Chipapalooza.
Let's get weird. Well, not weird. I would like to nominate the Garden Salsa Sun Chips.
Okay.
That's
okay.
not Garden Salsa.
Oh, no, it's not.
That's not Garden Salsa.
There's the red one.
There we go.
To be fair, Garden Salsa should probably be in a green bag.
Probably.
Anyways.
They made this one, I believe, much later than the blue bag, green bag, or then the cheddar bag. And this one is so much fucking better than those other 3. Because for the same exact reason of what I just said with the spicy nacho one, there's actually like a good hit of like spice to these ones. And I also think that Sun Chips hold up really, really well, just as a chip itself.
I'm glad you brought up Sun Chips, because I agree with you.
I just never buy them because they're always way more expensive. They never go on sale like every other one of these chips do.
There's a period of time where, this one's okay. The cheese Sun Chip
also really good.
Was my favorite chip, I think, in the world for a good long period of time.
I would probably put the cheddar one into like A. And if I would like want the garden one to be A or S.
Well, you brought this one up. So I'm going to bring it up here as well because that was another borderline S tier for me.
Okay.
I think the Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips are probably my favorite healthy chip.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of flavor in that, and there's not a whole lot of like detriments in that chip.
Yeah.
It's still a chip, so you can't be like, oh, it's good for me. But you know what I mean?
I even think the plain Sun Chips, which I think is the blue bag,
Yes.
tastes pretty good. I don't even know how to explain like the Sun Chip actual taste of what that is because it's pretty different than most of these other chips for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought I was one of the only people that liked these coming from California because I thought these were really popular in California when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know that anyone else actually would want to eat these for whatever reason.
Doug has garden salsa and S, harvest cheddar and A. That does kind of seem like where we're going to end up on this.
I agree with Doug on that.
Because I like the garden salsa ones. I don't have them as high as cheddar in my book, but I like cheese on chips. We're going to see that in a few different ones coming up here. So like,
you mean like almost half of these?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's a good combination. It makes sense, right? So like, I even though I don't like garden salsa as much as most, I'm fine if it ends up in S for salsa.
Again, it's S to me, but if it's A, then like that's fine.
I vote not S. But that's just one vote. So if you both have an S and I don't, then
he was mostly conceding it. So I think it lands in A.
Everything's going to be an A.
Everything's in A.
Okay.
Sun chips, A.
Again, I wanted to bring this one up, and I don't know what everyone thinks
Sun
of the other two.
A.
But
it's going to be a great tier list when they're all in A.
I also think that would you believe that Harvest Cheddar is better than the Doritos ones?
I mean, again, it's the group thing.
You
I wouldn't have Cool Ranch above this.
I think the cheese Sun Chips are better than Doritos nacho cheese.
But you still have Cool Ranch as the number one.
It's my best chip. Yeah. That's my best chip.
We're not going to suss about too much in the order of the tiers right now.
So let's do something like, like Fritos. Fritos are like a popular chip, right?
Do you want to bring up a dog shit one? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying maybe not like if all this is here's all the chips we like, and we have 15 bags in A tier.
I was trying to be positive for once to start. I will be negative because there's a lot of things I can be negative about on here.
There's the Fritos.
Well, let's talk about Fritos then. How do you like Fritos?
I feel like Chris and I have a hilarious thought process with the chili cheese ones. Given that our former boss ate these out of our vending machine on a regular basis.
Even after his doctor told him not to
do it anymore.
Yeah.
So to some people, they must be very, very good because he would not stop eating them after being told to stop eating them.
I don't like Fritos.
If I'm going to have one, so first off, the flavor twists are horrendously bad.
I haven't had those.
I was forced to eat them because they are sometimes in the variety boxes you get.
I don't know why I would want to pair honey barbecue with corn.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Regular Fritos are useless unless they are dipped in something. And even then, they're almost still pretty useless. The only thing that's good is I guess none of these are them. The scoop version of the Fritos at least holds up so you can dip pretty well with it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think that gives you... Those are different from Fritos. They're the identical flavor, so you can give it a slight adjustment based on that, but still...
It's the only way Fritos are tolerable.
Exactly.
Is to dip them in ranch or something.
And you can't dip the little regular curly plain flavored ones. They break every single time.
Right.
Fritos really seem like their purpose now in the world is to be put into Taco Bell shit. I think Taco Bell uses them.
Yeah.
Or in the Frito pies where it's just ground beef and they just get soggy in it, and then I'm like, why are you doing that?
I do like fresh Fritos on the hot dog the chili cheese dog at Sonic.
I'm saying they're a topping rather than a chip.
Yeah, we keep finding ways to make them tolerable. I think it's a bad sign, and I don't like that they're soft. They're kind of soft.
They get mushy pretty quick.
Well, they do, but they're not as hard as some of the other. No. They kind of give a little.
That's what I'm saying. The boat scoop one is the only way I can be this is a useful.
When we get to Cheetos, that's going to be an even worse problem where it's fresh opened bag is perfect because the Fritos are really crisp. Then they're not, but like you said, it doesn't take long for them to turn.
No.
So I don't think it's an F tier. I think that's too harsh, even though it is F for Fritos.
I think that the regular one, and I guess to top it off, the chili cheese one is the best of those three.
Actually, I take that back. I'm putting this in F.
It's bad. It's so bad.
This shouldn't exist.
Not only that, they're corkscrew, and so the consistency of eating a corkscrewed chip is just
it doesn't really make much sense. It's a fun shape on its surface, and you're like, well, this is meant more for pasta than it is for chips.
Yeah.
And again, since they break when you dip them, they're not really good for retaining dip. You'd think that would be the point of the shape, but
I would go F and then D and then better D. I don't know.
I would say C. I would say regular Fritos is a C, but that's just my vote. So
everybody else has D, so we're gonna end up in D on it.
All right.
Including, Josh, I think said it perfectly, which is just unless you dip them in something, they're horrible. I would eat 5 or with the hot dogs you mentioned, but by themselves, I'm gonna eat 4 or 5 Fritos and be all right.
Yeah, you bring because I think I've had them on a hot dog at a baseball game, and I was oh, this is kind of a cool thing to add to it, I suppose.
Let's bring up Chex Mix then, because
very unique.
If you have a chip that I have to sort through to only find the 2 or 3 of the however many different things are in there, I think that's a bad sign.
So my problem is I don't really like plain Chex Mix. If you give me the bold one, which is the black bag, or the cheddar one, again, because cheese is good, those are pretty good. Regular Chex Mix is just super plain and dry.
Yeah.
The dry is the problem.
It's so dry.
And it's like, it's the worst form of everything that's in it.
Yeah, and you can't really dip it.
No, because it's a variety bag anyway.
Now, sometimes Chex Mix mixed with like chocolate or like that version, that actually can be kind of good because you're mixing sweet and savory.
Well, then you're just talking about like Muddy Buddies, basically.
Exactly.
Or just trail mix.
Or trail mix,
Yeah.
or just Chex itself when it's created into something.
Yep.
Yeah, I know people who like this quite a bit. I was going to avoid being too harsh on it because I'm not a fan whatsoever, but if we're this negative, it feels like that's going to end up in F.
I mean, it's like D to me.
At least the regular one.
I think the only thing that helps it is when I do eat it, I get stuck eating it. And I'm like, all right, well, now I'm just eating a bunch of this and I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, like if I'm going to be wasting calories on stuff like this, I want to be enjoying it, right?
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
just filling my stomach for no reason at this point in my life. I can put it in D. I think we'll see what ends up happening in F tier. I like the one we have there so far. Chex Mix might go down there. We'll see.
I have another one to nominate that's similar to this one.
Okay.
Where are the munchies at? There they are. By the Pop Chips and the Mission Tortilla Chips.
Munchies.
Yes.
Got it.
I've never even heard of these.
So munchies are Cheetos, Doritos, pretzels, and Sun Chips all mixed together. It's just it's like
that
Chex
seems
Mix.
like cheating.
It is cheating a little bit. I don't actually. When I saw it on this list, I was like, "That's kind of weird."
Okay.
And you can also get there's a spicy version of it, which is like a hot Cheeto. It's the spicy Dorito. I think it's the garden salsa Sun Chip, and then regular pretzels. And the spicy one is again way superior to this one. But these are weirdly very good because if we're gonna get to Cheetos, I can't eat that many of a regular Cheeto before it's like really fake cheese powder tasting. But it has the good version of like a good version of a Sun Chip and a good Dorito and then pretzels all mixed together.
Okay.
It's like basically because again, if Chex, what do you like the most in Chex Mix? Do you like a pretzel out of it?
I'm kind of a pretzel guy.
I think the cereal.
So the Chex itself, which you should just eat a bag of Chex cereal. Then.
Yeah, probably.
Like Munchies is like worst part of it is to me Chex is like best part because if I want pretzel, I'm going to eat a bunch of the pretzels out of the Chex Mix, and that's kind of the worst thing that's in these Munchies. It is like the epitome of just being in the C thing or B because it's just a mixture of a bunch of stuff that's probably going to rank right around there.
I kind of like the ketchup, the dried ketchup things in the Chex Mix, and I don't really like those. But
The
at
dried
least
ketchup.
maybe that was the joke when I was like,
There's a
when we were growing
breadstick
up.
and there's two like circle bread things and Chex and a pretzel. That's what's in there.
Then the joke growing up was it was ketchup, dried ketchup in a circle.
So I think you mean the rye bread thing that's
Maybe
brown.
that's it. Maybe
in the
that's it.
Chex Mix.
But at least it was like unique.
I
Even
think
though I
it's-
didn't like it,
I
it was
think
like at least I'm experiencing something. I was feeling something.
I think
you
that's what
know.
he's talking about.
Part of me is like, this would be good to put out at parties, I guess, because people can kind of pick at it for what they want. And it's got a better blend than Chex Mix.
The Sun Chips are also miniature, by the way. They're not a full-size Sun Chip.
No,
And the
like
Doritos
that.
are also they're miniature triangles.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, so I
Just
mean,
so you know.
munchies
So
I'm gonna-
can
I'm
go
gonna
in,
I'm gonna
like,
leave this
B.
in
They
C.
can't be like above.
No, they can't be above other things that are the better component of what it is. That's what I
I'll
just
put
thought.
it in B for now.
I just thought it was very funny that it was on this list in the first place because it, like Chex Mix at least is a mixture of stuff, but it's unique. That is a mixture of things that are literally on the list. Anyway.
Yeah.
Are you going regular Cheeto?
No, I think I haven't nominated anything yet.
Yeah.
I think it's time to get to Lay's.
Okay.
All
So
of the Lays?
we'll bring the 3 Lay's up here. The three main ones. I guess salt and vinegar applies too. We'll bring those 4. Because I know there's more down here, and if you want to talk about any of those, that's fine. But like these are kind of the 4 tried and trues. This is classic barbecue, sour cream and onion, and salt and vinegar. I think Lay's are trash. Not F tier trash, but like they're too thin. I don't get a lot of satisfaction out of eating most of them. The barbecue and sour cream and onion are better. I know some people really like salt and vinegar. I'm not a big vinegar guy, but I'm not going to punish them for that. But in general, I don't like the shape and consistency of the Lay's chip compared to a lot of the other ones we have on this list.
I honestly think Lay's chips are A tier for me. Not S tier, which I was voting the Cool Ranch, but barbecue and vinegar. Maybe I'll say they're B, and then sour cream and onion is an A. I love sour cream and
the
onion.
regular Lays that aren't baked and aren't stacked together, which are the better versions of this
The
chip.
regular Lay's are like a C. So CBA is how I'm viewing Lays.
I do, as crappy as the chip itself is, the sour cream and onion Lays are really fucking good. Yeah. That is the flavor that I think I grew up liking the most, like more than even any of the cheese stuff and spicy stuff before a lot of those came out. And so I think there's like nostalgia related to the sour cream and onion that would make me want to rank it pretty high.
I think the problem is I'd rather have sour cream and onion Ruffles.
Wasn't it sour cream and cheddar Ruffles? They have
No,
sour cream
there's
and onion
both.
too?
There's
I don't
both.
think I even knew that.
See, the Ruffles are good for dipping, but the Lays
Are good
except for regular Lays, which are fine for dipping, but I love like the flavored Lays.
I would put regular Lays in D. But
oh damn!
I would put regular Lays in C, I think, like Sean said.
we seem to have C in the chat as well. Well, we have an F, but
And then I would go.
You're
Sean, what did you
thinking
say
B
was
for barbecue?
B? Was barbecue?
The well, I said
huh? A for sour
yeah,
cream and onion?
yeah. Barbecue and vinegar, salt and vinegar.
I have no opinion on vinegar. I just don't like vinegar chips, so like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't
if they're
either,
good
so-
or bad.
I'll
I
let
just-
them rock in B.
I just don't like the flavor.
Yeah, that's a me thing. Some people like salt and vinegar quite a bit. It does make sense as a combination. It's just not my jam.
Do you want to branch off to the infinite other Lays that are?
I mean, we could while we're here.
Because I can easily say that I have discovered as I use these, or I bought them when I was traveling all the time, is the stacked sour cream and onion Lays in the middle there are better than the regular sour cream and onion bag because they don't break and crumble into tiny little pieces. And I also think these are better than Pringles. I recently discovered,
Hmm.
Well,
which is probably going to be a hot take.
but we haven't gotten to Pringles.
I know.
yet.
So I don't know. Do you want to keep the canned ones all up against each other, basically?
We probably should wait on those,
Okay.
yeah. Because there's also all the other Lays we didn't touch. So,
Well, there's superior Lays down there.
well, I told you to bring one up if you wanted to.
No, it's Sean's turn.
Let's bring up Cheetos.
By the way, here are the Doritos tortilla chips. I'm putting them in F. Not below the Fritos.
Aren't those
though.
taco flavored? I
Uh,
always thought those were taco flavored and not regular.
well, I think they have. Well, I think those are, but they also have regular ass. So I guess these are the taco ones, but they also have regular ass tortilla chips.
I would vote like C because they're still tortilla chips. Cody,
Yeah,
what's
here.
your vote on?
Well, I've eaten those because I thought those were taco flavored, and those are like C. They're fine. They're just
Okay.
has
All
to-
right.
All right, there you go.
I just didn't. That's why I was like, if those are the actual tortilla ones, and I have been misunderstanding what I've eaten in the past.
All right. Anyway, sorry, I took your thunder, Sean.
Let's
Which
go
Cheeto?
Cheetos.
Which Cheetos?
I only
They're
have
all
had
up here
two
already.
types of Cheetos. The Fire Hot, which I think is like F. I really don't like them. I don't know why.
Wow.
I think it's because they've been putting so much other shit,
No.
and it's like
Wrong.
now you can get like this taco, but we put the flaming hot over it. I'm like,
No.
oh, that was disgusting. Regular Cheetos are pretty solid. They're like a B.
Hmm.
Typically, I don't like the soft. Oh, what do you call that? Like
The Puffs version of
the
these?
puffs in general I don't like, because the regular Cheeto's a little harder than the puff version, but they're all like sort of like different types of puff, and I don't like it. Also, they're like not
airy.
chips almost
They're
in a way.
airy.
They're like, yeah. What even is that? That's not a chip.
I mean, it's a weird cheese stick. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different definitions on here. Like Takis, I think, are on this list, and
Yes.
that's probably not a chip either. Some of them even brought in like some of the Cheez-Its, and we're starting to get in really muddy territory then. But anyways, we'll rank them anyway. I mean, it's kind of like half snack food, half chips. I don't really like crunchy Cheetos.
No, I don't
Um,
either. I actually am impressed that when they discovered that they should put fire hotness on them, they made their original thing so much better than what it was, including, well, again, this is probably the California in me, is the Cheetos Fire Hot with lime are also incredibly good.
Doug had those in S.
Oh, good job, Doug.
I'm not a big lime guy, so I'm not really going to be doing that.
I've never had them.
To me, so what people did a lot when in California was you take the hot bag and then you squirt lime juice on it. That was a thing for a long time. You would get them from like Mexican ice cream trucks or Mexican snack trucks, and they would go through the neighborhood, and that's what everyone would run and get, is a bag of hot Cheetos, and you'd squirt lime or lemon juice all over it, and it was so much better than the regular Cheeto. I think Puffs are better than the regular Cheetos, but I've soured on those over the years too.
I especially don't like puffs. They're just like they're so
And,
soft.
and
Blech.
the flaming hot version of the Puffs is also pretty bad. It doesn't do very well with the flavor powderness.
I'm like a big texture person. And
the Puffs, if you're kind of either really, you might be really against it or like really for
That's
it.
why you got to make sure you keep the puffs sealed. Because
That is
there
the
is
one-
crunch to them as long as they haven't been left open. But you leave them open even once,
That
and
is-
now they're just going to be kind of like
One
bleh.
of the grossest things is one of my friends growing up actually preferred the Puffs when they were starting to go stale and would not want them when you just freshly opened them. but would eat them after they had been like kind of starting to get the mushy softness, and it was disgusting, and it was the easiest way to get rid of those chips when you no longer wanted them.
I will say, as dumb as it is, I would put the Twisted Puffs in a slightly higher tier than the regular Puffs. It doesn't even make a fundamental difference. It tastes almost exactly the same. I don't know what it is about it.
Now you like corkscrews?
Well, I'm not dipping these. Why the fuck would you dip Cheetos? So I don't care about that aspect. And the fact that maybe it's because I can now reach into that bag once and get like 2 bites worth, so I'm not having to get my hands as dirty. It's a utilitarian thing, but I would have them slightly above regular Puffs.
Yeah, this is the grossest thing for your hands, is anything Cheeto related.
Yeah.
They're all
whether it's the Puffs or not, it's all just... And look, at the end of the day, sometimes it's more about like what the powder is than the vehicle that it's on. We kind of like, with the Lay's, we mentioned the sour cream and onion. Yeah. The flavor of those is great. I just don't like the chip they're on. So that's kind of similar here, I guess.
Can we have a bad vote and talk about Funyuns?
We can once we put Cheetos in the tier list.
Excuse me? What?
Okay, well, let's put Cheetos in the tier list. So the only one I vote like for A is regular Cheetos. Everything else, I don't care. It is lower, like C. Like they're fine. That's my vote for Cheetos.
I think regular Cheetos is like C or B because I don't really like them.
So it sounds like Cheetos are just going to get fucked here.
Cheetos are going to go in B. I would put Puffs in C.
Ugh, that's disappointing.
The idea of having them in the Fritos tier seems weird to me.
Well, they should be with the Cheetos tier.
In B?
The Puff Cheetos are better than regular Cheetos.
Well, I think so too. So I'm fine with it in B.
Yes, that's where those should go.
I'll put it above Crunchy.
I've never eaten these Twisted Puffs, which I've never even seen in a store before.
I don't think they're different enough. I don't even know where you find them anymore. I remember them from when I was a kid. I'm going to put them above Puffs because I think they're slightly better, but I'm still going to put them behind all this.
So the jalapeno cheese Cheetos, which doesn't really matter, just because I want to add them, that's also an F.
Which one is that?
The green Cheeto.
This one here?
That one is one of the worst tasting things.
Okay, I'm happy to put it there. Happy to get rid of it.
Just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know what the Cheetos with the light blue is. I've never seen that
I
before.
don't know what that is either. It looks like it says Chipotle Ranch. Haven't had them.
That sounds disgusting.
I don't know what this is.
It's the extreme hot.
Okay,
and
so it's
also
more than Flamin' Hot.
It's not very good.
I'm not going to rank it. I haven't had it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Flamin' Hot. I haven't had the ones with lime. I heard they're good.
Those are very good.
So I'm happy to put those up in A because we have a couple people in chat who like them as well.
That's where they should go.
Okay.
And also, like, I don't know why. I vote not A. Here's why. I haven't had those particular ones, but the Cheetos are too messy. So talking about the powder and like the Doritos really liking it, Cheetos is like too much.
It gets kicked on.
They almost want me to get those like finger chopstick things that they have. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I have not.
Oh,
but
okay.
That is my biggest. Like, while I like spicy Cheetos a lot, it is the biggest problem is that they're a disaster to eat.
Yeah, truly.
Whether it's cheese or spicy or it doesn't matter. They're all a disaster to eat.
Yeah.
I believe the other Flamin' Hot Cheetos can go right where the lime ones are. They're pretty similar. The lime ones are just slightly better. And the Flamin' Hot Puffs are gross.
I'm on the wrong window. There we go. Let's see.
That's the correct one.
You want this up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Puffs are bad. And
we might eventually redisperse this, but we'll see. Because I'm feeling like some of these need to go into S.
Probably.
Even though these are on the lower end of the A, I don't feel like these belong in the same category.
The Sun Chips are going to go up to S. And
you know what? I'm just going to do it right now. We can always adjust again later. I think these 4 belong in the top.
Nice. I love that.
That way I feel less bad about these being an A. Okay.
Those are all definitely better than the ones below.
What is this here? Flamin' Hot what?
Puffs.
Oh.
Not good. Not that good.
No thanks. I mean, they're not terrible, obviously. But
they're not that good.
Yeah, I'm going to put them there. Right. And see. I got to say what's better for the people who are not visual.
And I believe the super spicy ones are gross, and I've never heard of these.
I'm just going to put them in F.
That's fine.
If you want to eat an extreme chip, just do that other chip thing, the challenge, and then, suffer. And we're not even going to rank these because no one's ever had them, and who cares?
I've never seen them in my life.
All right. You want to do Funyuns?
Yeah, Funyuns are trash. The weird texture is only, like, trumped in a bad way by the horrible flavor.
They're not a horrible flavor.
It's like a bad flavor. It's a bad name.
They are.
Am I eating an onion? It's not fun. It's not fun.
They are delicious to put on sandwiches. You have a nice turkey sandwich and you want more flavor to it. You put a Funyuns into that sandwich.
This is not quite enough to bring Lay's to a B for me. But that is a great use of regular classic Lay's. To put on sandwiches. Not Funyuns. Unless you want your sandwich to be bad. If you're like making someone you don't like a
if
sandwich,
you like fake onion
wanna...
flavor on your sandwich, then that's perfectly exactly what you should put on.
Yeah,
there.
or you can put like a real onion and have it be good.
Well, maybe you don't have real onions available. You have a bag of Funyuns that was given to you with your sandwich. Anyways, as much as I like the flavor,
like, okay, imagine you're in a prison cell.
No, imagine you were given food at like a summer camp when you were a kid, and this is an exact situation, and this is the chip you were given.
I mean, sure, but I probably feel that way about like any of the ones. Chex Mix on my sandwich. I guess I'm a young, dumb, hungry kid.
This is a really unique problem, I think, to all these chips. Is Funyuns are so inconsistent because one will come out. And it will be a tiny little super rock hard crunchy ring because it was like too thin and got overcooked. And then one will be a big puffy circle that is too big to put in your mouth and even eat unless you break it in half. And then there's like a perfect actual Funyun in the bag.
I think it's the inconsistency that gets me though, because like you said, you never really know what you're getting when you reach in there. So like at their best, I would be somewhere around where Doug is, like an A, but I don't get Funyuns at their best more often than not.
Yes.
So it's more like a low B, high C
Funyuns
to me.
on a burger. I have never tried that. That sounds like a good idea.
It would make sense. I mean, onions can be good on a burger, so I could see it. You get the crispiness.
Since you brought them up, the flaming hot onions, that is the worst use of the flaming hot creation of powder.
Yeah.
I tried those once thinking it would be good, but Funyuns have a weird sweet like tang again to them.
Yeah.
And that does not work with the fiery hot powder.
No. I don't know if I want to put that in F, but I think it's definitely in D. Because I'm like
the two. I think it's an F because it's not as good as Chex Mix.
I'll put it at the highest F because I'm kind of like for Flamin' and Funyuns because I'm like why? You know, not everything needs to be. You know, we don't need flaming hot Ruffles. Okay, there's certain things that don't need to be flaming hot.
There are flaming hot Lays. I think it might be.
Is that down here?
Yeah, it's right there. It's the red bag next to ketchup. Up one level to the right.
Oh, way over here. Oh, got the ketchup one there.
There's flaming.
So you know what? They're gonna go down here too.
So
don't need flaming hot Lays. There's no reason to combine those.
Kettle chips, the jalapeno ones and the salt and vinegar ones are borderline S tier for me.
Well, which brand? Because there's like 8 different brands of kettle chips.
Well, these are Kettle specifically. Like there are the Lay's Kettles as well, but let's start with Kettle brand because I think they're the best.
Yes.
Ooh, Miss Vicky's is better.
Well, you know, at some point they all sort of like start blending together.
The problem for me with Miss Vicky's is I don't like their flavors as much. I think as a chip, but like salt and vinegar and jalapeno are the two we have here, and those are two of my least favorite flavors on a chip.
See, the kettle chips, they're really hard.
They're better.
And these are so good with sandwiches.
Yeah, and crunchy and like really greasy, which if you're like eating for health is maybe you don't want, but I love it. And then just like the flavor's so good. This is Chris, this does not happen with me a lot. Those are examples of like I can eat the whole bag in one sitting and like not even realize I've done it.
I have 2 favorite flavors of these that aren't on here. They were on some other lists. I was starting to collect those. Like I said, it just took too much time.
There's a salt and pepper one?
The sea salt and pepper one with the ridges.
It's ridged, right?
Probably my favorite. They also now have a Parmesan garlic one that I like quite a bit.
That figures.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I do not mind putting at least one of these up in S, though. The problem is neither me nor Cody like vinegar, so...
I mean, the Kettle's jalapeno chips are one of the chips that I can eat basically nonstop, and I will finish the entire
then let's
bag.
put that up in S.
Those are really,
even though
really
I don't
good.
care for them.
I compare
the two
those.
Of you do.
Well, he doesn't. Did he like the jalapeno ones?
Was that one of the two you said? Sean?
The jalapeno and the salt and vinegar.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So I'm gonna put salt and vinegar in A.
I also I look at the Miss Vicky's jalapeno and the Kettle jalapeno as more or less the same thing. I think both of them are extremely, extremely good. Those are the ones that I go with. Again, I mean, you're right, because Miss Vicky's doesn't have barbecue or regular on there.
I'll tell you what, I'll put sea salt in A, because I think it's a solid chip, but I'll put it at the bottom of A.
It is the best regular plain potato chip that I think exists on
Kinda, yeah. I could also see that top of B, but I'll put it in A for now to kind of balance things out a little more. I gotta be honest, I didn't care for their barbecue chips. I'm not a huge barbecue guy in general. If I had to pick one, I would go Lay's. I didn't really love the kettle chip and barbecue.
Isn't there a different barbecue?
I don't know that I've had
with
it.
them. I thought there was a different barbecue.
They have like 15 flavors now, so it's certainly possible. And then pepperoncini, I haven't had.
So I'm ready to go to a new chip.
Okay, we haven't sorted out these yet, but sure. I
like that you're just like trying to keep up with like me jumping around, which is like not. It's kind of a metaphor for our entire friendship.
Pepperoncini, I can't even rate. I haven't had them.
I don't know.
Has anybody had those? Because we can just leave them down here. We did that
I have been tempted to try them on multiple occasions, but I've never really had a situation.
We never even finished Funyuns because you all are fucking ADHD right now.
You're B. I am.
It's B.
I'm D. I don't know what I would put in F. It would have to be something like I find completely inedible.
We had some fans for. I'll put them in C. Towards the front because we have some people in chat that put them pretty high. I'm sort of mid on them. Yeah. So I'm going to put them in C. And kind of split the difference.
Kettle has bourbon barbecue also. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. I don't know. I don't remember which one I had. I think it was Backyard, but it was a while ago.
Backyard is the typical one. I didn't like it a ton either.
Which
is why I sought out the different other flavor.
So, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm in a good mood because the Suns just tied the game. So I want to go with...
Well, they were losing by 1 and they were the worst team ever.
Yes. Pringles. Because I do like Pringles. I think they have potential to go pretty high.
We have a lot to sort through here. I'll just move them all up. We can decide which ones we want to go through. I have not had all of these.
Uniquely, this might be the only chip where I feel this way about it. My favorite might be the just basic, classic old Pringles. I just love it. And that's another example. I just eat the whole thing. I don't care.
Well, that's kind of the, once you pop, the fun don't stop. It's sort of in there. And by proxy, if we're going to do these, I might as well move up the stacks because it's sort of the same, different, but same conversation, right? It's tube chips. They kind of have their own category. I am torn because I actually think I have soured a bit on regular Pringles because they brought back the wavy ones that are also here. I think that added thickness and texture, and because of the ridges, it holds a little bit more salt, goes a long way for me to where I kind of have Pringles lower than I would have 10 years ago. Not that I'm saying they're bad, but like wavy Pringles for me are like A tier, and I would probably have regular Pringles in like B or C.
And see, that's what I thought that the new Lay's Stacks ones like are thicker and hold up better than the original Pringles did. I don't know about the wavy ones because I've actually never eaten those to know how much like better they are holding up.
Nick says Rhett and Link would have samples available for live testing. Well, I actually got this idea for this tier list from a different online set of streamers, but it was the same idea. They had like 35 bags of chips, and we're eating 2 or 3 out of them.
Pringles suck.
For some people, I understand it because Pringles are almost too homogenized. In some ways, that consistency is good, right? Because in a bag of chips, you might get a whole bunch of broken-ass ones because they got smashed in transit or something, right? Whereas these are almost always the same shape, the same size, and not broken. But I also know that sometimes I feel like when I'm eating Pringles, it feels like I'm starting to eat like a potato paste.
Yeah, because they really get mushed together. It's the same like repetition of that over and
Which,
over
again, the wavy ones help with. So you guys have to try those at some point because I think they're better than regular Pringles.
I think my main association with Pringles is it's the one that has like it started the weird flavor thing to me. At least I always thought it did. Versus every other like Lay's has like they have their little like 3 new weird flavors.
Yeah, they have contests and shit to where you're right because it was originally Pringles had all the weird flavors and everybody else had like 2.
Yeah, because like Pringles pizza that was like pizza Pringles. I think is one of those cans.
It's on here. It's over here.
Like that's what like if I want Pringles, I'm not going to probably get the plain flavor of them. I'm going to probably get one of the weirder flavored ones, or I mean sour cream and onion is not weird, but I'm not going to get. I don't even think I'm going to get the cheddar ones because I'm going to go get something else that's cheese related.
Yeah, I think the cheddar Pringles are good, but I'm with you. I'd rather get the cheddar and sour cream Ruffles. I'd rather get the cheddar Sun Chips. Like, I don't know why I'd get cheddar Pringles.
I don't know what the purple can of Pringles is.
Fuck.
I don't know what like the first one is.
I have a weird thing. So like when I'm eating like the kettle chips jalapeno, I can just like I'm just like a glutton.
Because they're not spicy enough.
Gluttony. So I just, but like I'm just shoving them in my mouth. I'm getting like I'm like a chipmunk. My mouth is full. With Pringles, I'm very much eat one at a time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I think it turns into what Chris said.
If I grab 2, and that's part of it, but also the consistency is so good when you just have the one. Just that one in there.
You just want to eat the actual chip.
If I pick up 2, I'll put 1 back. So I just have the 1 chip.
I'm the same way. And there are some people who would argue they want to have like 4 or 5 of these at a time. And I'm like, I don't get that. If that's your jam, sure. But I don't get that either. I'm a 1 at a time guy.
That's a big chunk of chip that you're eating.
So we have barbecue over here on the left. That's the one
that's purple.
There. This purple one is fried onion ring, which I can't say I've ever had. So I can't rank it. But we should start placing a few of these up here. So let's start with the regular ones, Pringles, and I guess I'll base wavy off of that because neither of you all have had it.
I don't. Yeah, wavy's okay. I love the smooth Pringles.
Do you eat them? Well, I don't know how you describe right side up, but which side do you eat them on? the curved shape of your tongue side, or like the opposite, where like the salt is on the underneath?
When I eat it,
I eat it to where it matches like my mouth shape.
So you flip it, because coming out of the can, it would be like opposite the shape of your tongue, if that makes sense.
No, then I eat it however it comes out of the can. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's more salt on that side.
Yeah, and it has to be that way. If I flip it, that doesn't work.
Where are we putting Pringles? Regular Pringles first. Then we'll figure out. Because like pizza
for me.
Pizza's going to be pretty high for me. I'm with Josh on that one. That's one of the best ones.
And that's what I would prefer if I'm going to eat them. So
I think A is good for Pringles. Any particular placement of it? I don't think it's top of A.
I mean, Sean doesn't like the spicy ones. So
probably I think right there. I think right after. Personally, that's it for me. Man, their marketing team is so good too, because in the commercials they like snap. They're so crispy too, and like they are. I mean, they're great.
I'll assert my will and put wavy wavy Pringles up there too, but I'll put them below the regular.
Okay, all right.
Are you gonna rank all of these or just most of them?
I think so. I haven't had a couple of these. The barbecue I think is very bleh.
I think it's worse than most of the other barbecue.
I would put it like
chips.
D, to be honest. I mean, it's not bad, but again, there's so many better chips to eat with barbecue flavor that I don't know why I would do it with Pringles.
I don't know why they're both cheese.
I don't mind. I don't know if there's a bad Pringles that I've ever had, so I'm just like,
low C.
I'm even fine with B, but if you guys don't like it, you can put C. Like, but to me, I don't know if I've had barbecue Pringles.
I'll put it like.
But they sound good.
I'll put it.
You have one?
I don't know if I've had the barbecue.
I'll put it there in the middle.
I have. They're. That's probably where they should go.
Okay.
If those are there, I feel like cheddar needs to be in C. Because again, like they're not bad. It's just better.
Is that wavy cheddar and regular cheddar? Is that why there's two of them?
No, I don't know what that far left one is. It's not wavy though. There's only two wavy ones, and the other one's one of the like salsa ones I've never had. I'm gonna put cheddar above barbecue just because I like it a little more. But they're both in C. And then I think pizza is an S contender. But I will understand if nobody wants it to be that high. To me, this is the Pringle.
To me, so I prefer the regular, but I would like. I'm fine with putting all Pringles in A pretty much. Unless Cody has a bad opinion, then
my opinion would be bad. Is what you're saying?
No. Well, I mean, your opinions are all bad, but like
if my opinion is bad,
it's not especially bad.
No, because like Chris said, because who else has a pizza flavored like type of chip?
Yeah,
it's very unique and specific. That's why like when I think of Pringles, that's the type of Pringle I want to eat. It's that one, maybe the sour cream and onion. I think the bluish teal one is sour cream and cheddar, which is like the Ruffles that are really good. And most of those I'm gonna rank somewhere between like A and B for the most part.
Well, so and that's what I'm saying. So if you don't hate them,
no,
and I don't hate them, and Chris is S tier, I think it could be S tier. We haven't had another S tier in a while. I think Cool Ranch was S, I think pizza can be S. I think that's fair.
All right, I'll put it at the bottom of S.
Okay.
Sour cream and cheddar I'd put in B, but towards the bottom.
That's what that one is, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Well, let's double check. Blue can of Pringles.
I would even be fine putting it at the top of B or the bottom of A.
Don't get confused with Philly cheesesteak, because Philly cheesesteak also comes in blue.
Well, it looks like the lighter blue. I think that is sour cream and cheddar, and if it's not, then that's what we want to be there.
Sour cream and cheddar?
I just don't know if it's salt and vinegar or sour cream and cheddar.
I personally do. I love the sour cream and cheddar, and on a Pringle is a really good match.
Because
that is salt and vinegar.
Okay.
Oh,
they don't have the sour cream and cheddar on
here.
That's
probably good. That's probably a good spot for it, because
Okay.
you guys don't like it salt and vinegar that much.
Sure. All right. I don't know if I care about the rest of these.
I'm assuming one of those is sour cream and onion, and those are
Ooh, sour cream and onion should go up.
Should go up where the Lay's
That's
are.
this one, I think.
Yeah.
That should go up in front of the
probably in front of the Lay's.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather have that than
Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree, by the way. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've made my feeling on Lay's shapes known.
Do you want to bother with the stacks ones and drop these in like basically the exact same spots? Because again, I have the sour cream and onion stacks. I think are right in front of.
What
the
else
sour
do we
cream and
have?
Pringles.
Because like we start getting into like those are just different Pringles.
Let's at least
right?
put your favorite one up here, Cody, since
Yes,
you like
please.
these. So is that sour cream and onion?
Yes, easily.
Okay, I'll put here.
That can go right there.
How about that?
That
Great.
flavor in general is just good. So
Yeah, that's kind of the thing I'm taking away from this is like that's again, if I could like snort this like crack, that would be one of the leading candidates because I actually don't know that I want either Doritos flavor in my nose, but sour cream and onion I might.
I always feel like the sour cream and onion flavor never gets overpowering like a lot of the cheese flavors sometimes.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's an easier one for me to eat a bunch of.
Yeah.
Let's go to a controversial one.
Okay.
Which is those, I don't even know what they're called, but I recognize that you're almost on it, Chris, right to the left. Yeah.
The popcorners?
Pop chips?
Yes. I actually love these, and
I've never heard of these.
I'm going to give them a little bit of a bonus because the flavor's good, but they're like, okay, I don't know if you can get a healthy chip on here, but like they're sort of like less guilt when you eat those. So you can just demolish a whole bag. They taste good. There's a pleasant powder. I think they're really good. Have you had them, Chris?
I have, because you guys have had them around a bit.
Yes.
I have not had the kettle corn kind, I don't think. I've seen it, but I've had the other two.
Okay, well, Maisie, bring them up here so I can
So
try
there's
them.
a sea salt one, which is okay. And then there's like the Cool Ranch equivalent, which is excellent. A tier for me easily.
Which is was that on here or no?
I think it's that one.
That's
Is it?
white? This is white cheddar.
Oh, I think that's the one.
White
I like.
cheddar. Okay.
Yeah,
That was the one I
cheddar.
thought was the best. The sea salt
Yes.
was fine, but it's kind of like regular sun chips for me, where I'm like, they're okay, but I kind of need that powder flavor
Yes, it's
to
a
help
little neuter.
offset the fact that it's already sort of a healthy chip.
Yes.
Is that the one that had the Breaking Bad people in the commercial for this popcorn chip
I
for a
believe
Super
so.
Bowl commercial?
No idea.
I
There was
swear
one
to
of
God
them,
it
and I
was.
think
I
it
don't
was.
watch the Super Bowl, Cody. You should know
I
this.
swear to God, Aaron Paul, I think, was like making these like it was drugs. I'm dead serious.
That's
Doug
a genius commercial.
Doug was insistent that this be on the list. I didn't have it in the little screenshot I took to tease the episode, but I told him, don't worry, it is. He wants all of them in S. I think that's a little bit much. Yeah, I have wavy Pringles if you want to try those.
Maisie has the worst kind, sea salt.
I'll still try. I want to know what the consistency
hold
of
them
it
up in
tastes
frame.
like. This is important.
There you go. There they
Yeah,
are.
white cheddar. You fucked up. White cheddar's the best one.
You fucked up.
No,
you fucked up. You fucked up.
Go away. Banished. Get out.
Thank you for the samples. Now fuck off. I'm sure. I mean, I've had them, but I'll have one right now.
I need to try this.
We'll
Oh
Hold on, I'll go for one.
no, your finger touched it now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, these are weird.
The white cheddar one is better,
But
but
one of the pluses for it is it has good texture.
uh-huh.
Oh shit, these are really good.
I prefer these to popcorn now.
Oh wow.
Which
I
is
won't go
weird.
that
Because
far.
well, there's no kernels that are gonna get stuck
All
in your
right,
teeth
so-
out of that.
No.
Here's the problem.
Oh, those are really good. And so I can imagine the white cheddar ones are better because she fucked up.
I mean, Josh, if you want to try one, we're right out here.
And you have like a little bit of protein, no sugar, 120 calories. Like this whole bag is probably like
Okay, but how expensive are these
900
chips? I need-
calories.
I wanna
Who
know.
cares?
I care
because this is what, a 4-ounce bag.
because if this bag's $6 and I can
okay.
get Cheetos for $2.50.
There's a little more heft to that. Yeah, because if I'm paying Sun Chips prices for these,
See, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
but
I don't know if I can put these in S. The problem is you got to weigh like the healthfulness. It's sort of akin to the Sun Chip conundrum, where it's like if you're just talking about raw flavor, this can't hold up to other stuff, right? But it's not meant to because it's meant to be a healthy alternative.
$6 a bag
Well, what?
for a 12-ounce and
Well, for a 12-ounce, that's
and
not bad.
$4.50 for a 7-ounce.
Because like here, I have a bag of Doritos here, and I can guarantee this is probably like 9 ounces now. This is the full size bag, not a family size. Yes, 9.25 ounces.
Okay. Look at the calories on that. I'm
I don't
curious
care.
now.
Who cares?
Calories on Doritos, 150 for about 12 chips. What do you got
And
there?
This is 120 for
Sorry,
double the amount of
Though
chips.
there is a cinnamon crunch version of those.
Ooh,
That sounds like a fascinating thing to try.
yeah. I bet that'd be good. Not as good as the white cheddar, but still pretty good.
So
Those are impressively good.
So the question is, where do we put them? Doug wants
Um,
all of them in S. I'm not putting all
no.
3 in S.
I think the white cheddar is comfortably A because it is still a health chip. Let's be real.
I should have moved these up so I can see the
But-
list.
But
Hold on.
like the white cheddar, I think is an A. I think the what's that red one?
That's the kettle corn one. I haven't had it.
I don't know
I
about
don't
that
like
one.
that.
Doug likes it the most, but if we haven't had it, it's going to be hard for us to put it that high.
I think the sea salt's a B. The white cheddar's an A, and the other one's probably a B.
I don't know. I mean, those
know.
sea salt ones are better than everything I've eaten in B already.
Oh,
I had
I was
one
going to
chip.
put it on top of B.
It's already better than all
Because
that.
A is
Okay.
pretty rarefied air right now. Although there's a lot in it, but like...
It's all pretty good stuff.
Because like, I'm going to put this in A and probably like... I was thinking like here.
yeah. I mean, I love them. It's really, really.
I
good.
can't put it above the sour cream and onion trifecta, but theirs seems decent. And kettle corn, I'd almost rather not rank than just put in like B when none of us have had it.
Oh yeah, let's just not rank it.
You know, maybe we'll have to make a point to try it since we like the other kinds, and we'll see. But like, I'd rather not rank it for now, and then because I could give it a B and just be like, but there's no value behind that.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to bring up. So, has anybody had the Hawaiian ones? I have not had these.
I don't even fucking know what this is.
I have had those. They're all kettle chips.
Yeah. Any good? I'm not going to put them in there because none of us have really had them, but I'm just curious.
I have not tried. And while we're doing this, I'll just drag in Cape Cod too.
Sure.
I've had those also. Cape Cod, I think is really good. I have really I bought a couple bags when they were on sale. I've only eaten them when I have gone to places that serve like lobster rolls or shrimp rolls, and that's the side you get with them because it's that region's brand and all that. So obviously. They're completely fine. I would rank them just right along with like Kettle's sea salt ones. I think they're pretty good.
I'd probably have them a step below.
They kind of get bunched up into like folds a little bit sometimes.
Sometimes.
So they're not quite as like.
That's why I think they're just not quite as good as these. So I'd have them high B.
The Hawaiian Kettle ones
here right maybe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The Hawaiian Kettle ones, I've really only tried 2 flavors, and I think one's like a sweet onion flavor.
So we have what looks like jalapeno because it's hula.
I have not eaten that.
Mango habanero.
I definitely haven't eaten that shit.
Sweet Maui onion.
That's the one. I've eaten those.
God only knows what these are.
It sounded like you were saying MAGA something. I was like, oh, they got a chip flavor for that.
Wow. Hawaii, big time on MAGA.
The sweet onion flavor is really kind of, it's like sour cream and oniony in a way, but it doesn't, again, it's more sweet than like having a sour cream flavor to it. It's fine. If you want to try them, they probably are on sale at World Market because that's where I've seen them all the time. I think they're finally in regular grocery stores. They're extremely fine, but every other kettle chip we have ranked is better than them.
Okay. All right.
I think the sweet onion one is worth trying just because it's a kind of a unique flavor, but that's basically all I can say.
All right, so we'll leave it at that. We won't rank them.
Like looking through these, you know what? Let's do some Tostitos.
Wait, no.
Let's. All right, go ahead.
I didn't see these on the very bottom. The Chester's hot fries, the very, very last one.
Yeah.
These are so much better than hot Cheetos. They taste different. It has a weird potato-y type actual flavor because it's a stick.
Okay.
You would. I don't know if you would like them if you didn't like hot Cheetos.
I can't judge them because I haven't had them.
I haven't had them.
You don't have
either.
to rank them.
Some people swear by them, though. I know that.
Yes. You don't have to rank them since you guys have no opinion. They are better than hot Cheetos, and unfortunately, they are not $2 only anymore. They are like $2.50 only. But those are so much better than regular Cheetos and much more consistent because it's the same fry shape over and over and over again.
Mike asks, are there any sweet potato ones here? No, I saw them in other lists, but I don't believe we have anything with sweet potato here. So you're out of luck. Now let's clean up some things real quick before we move on. So we never finished ranking the Sun Chips.
Original is like a B, and the
French onion is good.
Is really good. That's probably what the sweet onion Hawaiian one kind of tastes like, but French onion.
You think so? I would have. Let's see. So we had both those in S. I don't think either of these are S. I think I'm with you with regular Sun Chips being a B because again, healthy and good, but not like super flavorful. I'd have them like here.
They can be a little plain.
And then French onion, I think is an A.
Yes, I would agree.
That's fair.
That's where I would.
Probably
like
a mid to low
less,
A. Hold on, I'll fix it.
I don't like how French is in the title. I'd
put them like here.
I also don't like French
mid A.
That's fine.
Okay.
I agree. Again, if you're only buying them occasionally, I don't eat them very often anymore because the other two above are so much better. So I will constantly eat the other ones.
Yeah, we'll see if we can still go back to Nick. He was here earlier. I think he's got those S tier. I think those are his favorite Sun Chips. And then before we move on, the last thing we needed to clean up was
my Doritos.
Yeah, your Doritos.
That one right there.
So you wanted spicy nacho.
You know what? Which one?
And salsa verdes are also popular.
I like the salsa a lot. To me, that's A. Like, that's really good. That's probably my second choice in Doritos.
Really?
In the Doritos pantheon, yeah.
And also, Flaming Hot Doritos are going down here.
They're again,
or the other Flaming Hot.
The spicy nacho ones. If you want spicy versions of that, then just get the fucking spicy nacho ones. You don't need the Flaming Hot ones.
I think the Funyuns make the least sense to me.
The purple bag is, I think, sweet Thai chili. It is not good. I've tried it.
Okay, I don't like the sound of it.
It did not translate well to a chip. I thought it would, and it was bad.
Sounds bad.
I ate like 3 chips and threw the bag away.
Okay.
A big bag.
You could have donated it.
No, it was so bad I didn't want to subject anyone else to it.
Dave is here now. Chili cheese Fritos in the D tier is a travesty. Well, you're not being here is a travesty.
Yeah,
so
hey, maybe when you can actually show up, you can have
hold your
opinions.
low ranking. Now, the good news is almost all the Flaming Hots are in the F tier, so you should be excited about that. Mike's, I think, the right point here. The chili cheese are good, but they also taste the saltiest of any chip. Yeah, that's the same reason that our former boss was told to cut down on them because they are extremely high in sodium.
I believe both of these are A. Because the Doritos.
The Doritos down here? Yes. I would be okay with that if they're low A. Yes. We're going to have to kind of, when we get done with this, we're going to have to look at it and adjust a couple things because we have too many things in A.
That's fine.
But for now, I think,
and we can,
I'll even put them above the kettle chips.
You know what? I'm glad we're protecting S, though. We have, like, barely anything in S.
We have 6. Yeah. And I think that's good. And we only have, D is the one that looks a little thin, but there's only a couple I might move down into it. We'll get to it. And again, we're not going to go through every one of these, but now we can get a couple more quick ones. We haven't done any Ruffles yet. We need to get Tostitos.
What the fuck is TGI Fridays potato skins?
I don't know. There was one set that I saw that had like 5 of these. I guess they have a bunch of different like appetizer versions that are just potato skins or...
Good transition. If you would like this potato skin flavor, just get cheddar and sour cream Ruffles. There.
Right, which we'll need to get to because that's another potential S for me. But let's do the Tostitos first because that's where Sean was headed.
I think it's going to be in the S then.
Okay. Sean, which Tostitos would you like to tackle? We have scoops. We don't have regular Tostitos here. Is one I was going to add, but it's fine. We have scoops. We have the ones with a hint of lime. There's guacamole flavor, which why?
So bad.
In fact, I'm just going to put those in F.
They're so bad.
Wait, okay. I've had guacamole chips before, and there was like a guacamole powder.
Yes.
And it was pretty good. Are those not it?
No, those are not them.
Then F is fine.
There is a chip because my hometown literally has a festival for avocados because that's all they grow there.
Oh yeah.
And you can get those type of chips. There's like it's like rather than a cheese powder, it's like a guacamole avocado powder.
It's because you're a yuppie.
Yes. Sure.
Okay.
And those are really, really good.
Okay.
Those Tostitos are absolutely not. I think these have a hint of green because I think it's mixed into the corn.
I believe that's
flavor.
Correct. That's why I went and put them in the bottom of F.
They're fucking gross.
Okay.
I want to see if I can.
Because the whole point of Tostitos is to dip them.
Yes.
So by taking out the dip process and replacing it with something horrible, you've just ruined Tostitos.
If you want to also take the lime and put them on D since it's shallow, that's where those belong.
Now, I don't mind.
I'll put them.
Here's the thing, right? Who's going to eat Tostitos just plain? Most people are.
Josh will, but he's a freak.
Right. Most.
I do occasionally.
Generally speaking.
I would prefer them to be dipped.
If you're stuck with it, right? But like your preference would be you want to dip them in salsa. So because of that, I like the Tostitos, the purple bag. That's a pretty regular get to. The problem is they kind of like. Because they're curved, they kind of like get up like into your teeth sometimes.
Yeah, they can be weird to eat.
I don't love that, but
the scoops were a smart invention because it helps with the dip situation or salsa or whatever. Like, they're good. They're probably my favorite Tostitos. I do think Tostitos are among some of the worst tortilla chips, or at the very least, not maybe worst, but there are much better options out there. None of which are on here. My Nana's not on here. What's this one? On the Border, not on here. So like,
my Nana's, is that the white
Missions
guy?
is on here, and Missions sucks. But
I also don't like Missions.
I would put Tostitos scoops in B. I don't think they reach the A tier, but I think they'd be mid to high B.
They have a good use.
Chris, I gotta ask you.
Like I might have them like here.
B. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. I feel the best tortilla chip is the one that we like, but I don't think it's on here. I feel like you'd agree with me. I just can't think of the name. It's in the bag, and
it not these.
It's those.
Yeah, those are on the Border. I mentioned though, but they're not on here.
Oh god!
And I like the My Nanas, which I had a bag up here, but don't have anymore. My Nanas is one of my favorites, but they're not here either.
Fuck.
I was trying again. I tried to make my own list. It just was too time.
Sati, whatever. No, the ones.
Santitas.
Yeah, those are better than any of the Tostitos.
I would tend to agree.
Mission.
So
they're a little salty, but they are better than all those.
Well, I don't mind the salt in a tortilla chip.
I'm
gonna put
those are good.
Yes,
those are good.
Yes, they are still.
Chips.
They are actually still green.
Show the people.
But they are the ones that have the powder.
Yeah, they're like powder,
Guaca
and
chip.
so it's good.
Yes.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I was wrong in thinking that they weren't also green, but those are the ones
there.
I also ate when I was younger, and they are pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna tentatively move Munchies down to high C.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We'll look at this at the end, but I think that one needs to happen right away. The highest of C, but I don't care for the spicy queso ones, and it's sort of similar to the guacamole problem for me because again,
also really
just
not good.
Get a good cheese dip, and don't. I'll do it this way.
I believe On the Border made something similar to this. They had some cheese flavor to them, and I got them thinking they would be good. Wrong. They were so much worse
Wrong
than the regular On the Border ones. You really don't need to flavor most of those. It's a waste of fucking time.
That's the thing with tortilla chips.
I'm putting both missions in D because they're not awful, but they're the worst tortilla chips.
Yeah.
And we need some more things in D anyways. We do need to talk about Ruffles. We can't end the show without putting Ruffles in the tier list.
Yeah, I like that.
We can look at a couple others to make sure we haven't missed anything. Like, I actually don't mind the baked Lays, but I think there's much better healthy chip alternatives than those. Those would be like C for me. But
I do think the plain baked Lays, I like those better than regular Lays.
I agree.
Barely.
I don't like how Ruffles hit my teeth. There's something about the ruffliness.
You're eating wrong.
I don't like how they hit the teeth. I think they're weird.
Have you had the baked ones?
Holy shit, so much good. So
Baked
good.
Ruffles?
Yes, so good.
No.
Those are really good. I can let you try some. I think I have a bag downstairs.
Baked Ruffles has like a sour cream and onion though, right? Or
it's cheddar. It's cheddar sour cream.
They have sour cream and cheddar. Yeah.
And that's pretty good.
Very good combination.
Yeah, they could be like B if you guys really like it.
B for baked.
I don't love.
I'm doing it.
I again also think the other.
This is like almost the highest B for me. For baked,
it probably should be.
It could be A, but since Sean's not high on Ruffles,
I think the regular Ruffles of that flavor, or the regular type of ones, those ones right there, the cheddar, so that should also go up there.
So Dave would have that S tier.
Oh,
I would probably have it S tier.
Wow, Dave, good.
I watched the Menu, that movie, and the Ralph Fiennes goes on like this big tangent about bread. And how it's like the everyman's thing, and it was the food of the people.
Yes, that pretentious ass movie.
Yeah,
yes, getting way up its own ass.
That's how I feel about Ruffles.
That it's too far up its own ass.
The everyman's chip. It's just like whatever. It's around.
Well, were you a Lay's person or a Ruffles person growing up?
Lay's.
Exactly.
Lay's.
So when you when you had chips and dip, you made like ranch dip. You dipped shitty, regular, crumbling apart Lay's in those, not delicious original Ruffles.
Yes.
Yeah, you fucked us.
Yeah, that's the toughest part because I think Ruffles are like the consummate dip chip.
Yes, they are. That's what you dip in, like.
Not that others aren't good with it too, but like to me, if I think of chips and dip, and obviously salsa's different, but like dip is Ruffles.
Ranch dip, French onion dip,
French onion dip, French onion dip, and Ruffles is like
that's what you're supposed to do.
The combo. But the problem is eating them on their own, they're fine, and the other problem is the best version of this is the Simply Ruffles because they're better for you and better tasting, but they're not here. And so regular Ruffles have taken a step down for me because the other version, the better version, exists. If you haven't seen the Simply line, check them out.
Different versions of this shit now.
So, well, you guys take the lead on. I'm
gonna put Ruffles. I'm gonna put sour cream in because, especially because Dave's not here, so he doesn't really get to vote. But like, I'm gonna put this in S.
And that's where I would.
In fact, I'd actually. You want it behind pizza?
I would put it up higher.
Actually, I'd put it here because I don't care for the jalapeno.
There you go.
But I have no problem with it being an S place since I don't love them. I'm gonna put this above them.
That's where those belong.
All right. Regular Ruffles are a B or a C for me though.
Again, I think it's C just because they really are only useful because they deliver the dip that you've made.
I'll put it in high C, but I think it's a C. I'm going to put them behind
That's in B.
Those. Oh, fuck. I'm going to put them above Munchies. Yeah, see, he wants S for regular Ruffles. Well, those weren't regular Ruffles, Dave. Those were the sour cream and cheddar. Aren't those your favorite?
And it is as though you have no opinion.
Oh, no, Dave. Wow. Yeah, now you don't matter anymore.
Okay, I tried, and it wasn't worth anything. Okay. Anything else from down here that desperately needs to be in the list? I feel like
Barbecue
Wavy Lays,
maybe. Barbecue
Lays are in B.
They're already up there.
Oh, what Lays? What Lays is that then?
That's the sweet Szechuan something barbecue.
It's the Szechuan whatever bullshit.
There's dill pickle Lays, which
Miss Vicky's is good, but I guess redundant to the point of the kettle chips.
Yeah, I mean we could put it up there. I see where you're coming from. Like I do like their regular ones, but I don't like these two flavors.
Yes.
I could see myself
Pop chips
liking what was that you just said? The dill. The dill, like I like dill, but I've not had those, so let's
Which dill chip? What?
This needs to be.
He said dill pickle,
I'm changing my mind.
some kind of Lays or something.
Yeah.
Dave got to you that quickly?
A little bit. C is too low for Ruffles. If Ruffles are C, then a whole lot of things up here are too high. We'll get to that in a minute though.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything. I know some people love Takis. I
don't know that.
I've had them a couple times and never really got the hype.
I tried them. There was one flavor, but honestly they all blend together a little bit. There was one flavor. I think it's probably the green bag because I know it. I don't think it was the lime one. That was pretty good, and I don't know what the difference between red and green is.
And I think the Lay's kettle cooked are just some of the worst kettle chips on the market. They're not. That's not to say they're bad. they're fine, but isn't
that the one that we get the salt and pepper in though?
Yeah, but there's better salt and pepper ones, including the kettle brand ones, but also
Flaming Hot Lay's. You should put those in the kettle Flaming Hot. That should definitely go in F.
Oh, there's a flame. Oh, that's got to be. Let's see. It's better than Funyuns. We'll put it here. Any Flaming Hot is going into F. We should have just made the F tier only for Flaming Hot.
No, because the Cheetos are good, and that was the only purpose
What
the
is
Flaming Hot
what is
needed.
this? Flamas?
It's
Spanish Flaming Doritos?
Do you want me to get into what all three of those are?
No, we don't have time for that.
It's Doritos going overboard.
What did I just say?
Is.
And I'm going to put Wavy Lays in D because they're like the worst Lays. That's it. Just that.
Knock off Ruffles?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Stay in their fucking lane. Don't have fucking ridges.
Like they just like if I'm ever eating those, I just find myself wishing I had Ruffles. Period.
I already made my appeal to hot fries. Yeah, I'm good.
Let's look at our list. We have 7 in S tier, and I think that's about right. We have both of the most well-known Doritos, Cool Ranch, nacho cheese. We have 2 kinds of Sun Chips, Garden Salsa, Harvest Cheddar. We have the cheddar and sour cream Ruffles, the jalapeno kettle chips, and pizza Pringles. I don't think any of those need to move. Nor do I think anything else needs to be in S tier.
Yeah.
No, again, those Doritos aren't my favorite, but I can acknowledge that they're basically.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like Cool Ranch is an A for me, so I don't know about number 1.
They're
but
clearly the favorite.
You guys like them?
Superior chip.
Yeah, and it was popular in chat too. So I think S tier is strong. A tier, I think we need to drop a couple things from A and a couple things from B, and then we have a pretty good balanced list. So the question is, looking at A tier, what does not belong?
I don't know that we need. What kind of Sun Chips are those? Those are the regular Sun Chips?
These are French onion.
I don't. Well, but I liked it less than you, so maybe that's not fair. I don't know that we need that one in A tier.
I think a Cheetos needs to drop. So
you can drop
with
the regular
Flamin' Hot or with lime. I would assume Flamin' Hot,
down.
and it can be high B. That's fine, and we'll drop something out of B to make room as well. I would be okay with this, but
you could pick what the best version of the sour cream and onion is, and drop the other ones down. Of those 3 that are in the front,
it would probably be Pringles.
I would agree. I think it's probably Pringles.
All right, so we'll move those down. That'll give us a solid, even across A tier. Okay, I like that. I like that A tier strong.
All right.
Now we got to get 2 or 3 out of B, and I think we're ready to just lock this in. So once again, we have like a ton of things in here, including now 4 different kinds of Cheetos. Now you can argue these are really the same thing. They're taking up 2 spots, but I could take one out.
Cape Cod. What?
You can drip.
Tell you what, I'll just take out regular Cheetos because I think those are slightly better. Hold on, get out. They're just gone.
You just got rid of Puffs and left Twisty Puffs?
Yeah, they're the same thing.
You can move Cape Cod down.
I like that, actually. I think they're a very decent kettle chip.
And, no, I'm pretty
That's
attached
looking
to
good.
I'm pretty
That's
attached to the
looking
rest
good
of that.
to me.
I mean, that's it. I mean, we did pull 2 out effectively.
B has landed where Tostitos Scoops, which are good for bean dip and nacho cheese, and Ruffles, which is good for every other dip. Like, those basically just exist for dipping. And if we're going to go with both, those probably need to be in the same spot.
Oh, well, this, we can take that. Nobody cares about these.
I don't remember.
Did you really care about salt and vinegar Pringles, Sean? Were those one of the ones you ate?
Well, no, I've never had them. So
okay, then they're gone. Because we thought they were sour cream and cheddar, and then all they did was disappoint us.
Mm-hmm.
I am a texturist. I realized that I used to think I kind of a picky eater, and I realized it was not because of flavor or stuff like that. It was texture. That's the stuff that hung me up as a kid. There was a zucchini pie that my mom made that I absolutely hated the texture of. It was like torture.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good flavor-wise either, but the flavor wasn't what put me off. It was this like goopy fucking texture.
Zucchini just be bread or zucchini and not pie?
That's one of the things, like Josh is in the chat right now. I want her to make that one of these times for you and your sister to experience the shit I had to put up with as a kid. Because y'all didn't get suffered through that, okay? I like this list. I think I'm pretty content with this unless there's something you see on the bottom that needs to change.
No, because even like C is all stuff. I mean, honestly, you could drop Flaming Hot Cheetos down, the Puffs ones, because they're really just not that good. The more I look at this, like they are
there. Whoop.
Yes, they're probably better than Mission Tortilla Chips.
Yeah,
that's probably where they should actually go.
Did you not want to take me up on this? It's not just because of the texture. It's one of the worst things I've ever eaten. I almost feel bad because Mom used to like making it, but she's taken that out of her repertoire.
As you trash it.
If I had to pick a food I hated, there was other stuff I didn't like as a kid, but ooh.
The problem with that is like I'm making pie tonight. You're like, ooh, raspberry, apple.
Yeah.
No, zucchini.
Oh, is it? So it's not dessert; it's a main course.
That balances out C and D better.
I think.
And
I
F is
there's a lot of. I think a lot of chips should be in B. You know, chips are good. They're also bad for you, so you know that going in. But like, this feels good to me. I know Dave would probably have the Fritos higher, or at least the chili cheese.
About Dave, he's not here.
But he should have been here. He shouldn't have gone to the work function. He should have got himself fired. This is how serious this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she makes a chocolate eclair cake all the time. The
That's
chocolate eclair cake
delicious.
is really good. I haven't ever bothered to learn it myself because it's almost too rich for me. But
chocolate eclair or zucchini. I
know.
It's hard to tell which thing I'd rather.
One of these is a dessert, and one of these is an abomination. Okay,
now, we don't have any zucchini flavored chips. So
I will, once we get off air, I'll take a picture of this and save it, and we'll put it up on the YouTube page so you can look at it and give your comments on it as well. Of course, some people have been commenting along the way, and we use that to kind of settle a few of the borderline ones, but this is our list of chips. And there's a bunch down here, and a few, again, that weren't on the list. We mentioned quite a few of them, but...
Can you just say that Lay's should not have made a ketchup-flavored chip because what the fuck?
Well, they've become sort of like Oreo, where they're now like... I don't know, lampooning themselves almost to where it's like some of these flavors are just stupid.
But like they've made like crab cake flavor or some weird shit like that. I think I've seen. I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's weird. Like ketchup's just. I don't think ketchup's very good in general, so I don't know why you need a chip flavor to it.
Some people dip their chips in ketchup though. Some people dip everything in ketchup.
Right.
So that's.
I'm sure it's a potato.
I do that with like barbecue sauce now, but I don't know. Ketchup's just too. It's just too much.
So that is the end of our tier list. We will go and watch the end of the Suns game. They're winning in the third quarter, but by 6. It was by like 10 a minute ago. But we didn't bore you with Suns talk because they're already down one game, and we'll get to that whenever the series is over, whether it's a win or a loss. So we'll talk about them again soon. We'll also have a regular episode again next week. And if you haven't checked out the YouTube channel, which I usually talk about in the outro, we're doing our top 25 Final Fantasy songs, and we're going to be recording our top 25 Zelda songs starting this weekend. Super excited about that. The videos are doing pretty well. So if you haven't checked those out yet, go take a look. Let us know what you think about the placement of certain songs and which ones you would vote for. But that's the end of this episode. In between shows, you can find us at our website, objectionnetwork.com or youtube.com/objectionnetwork for new videos 5 to 7 days a week. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.